All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Good afternoon to you all, to all our friends, to all Ambazonians and friends of Ambazonia in North America. Good afternoon to you all. To all Ambazonians and friends of Ambazonian in the continent of Europe. Good evening to you all. To Ambazonians all over the world. Hello, welcome. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of May 2021. I'm Lucas Sasu, the press secretary of the I'm Lucas Sasu, the press secretary at the Executive Office of Governing Council of Ambazonia. I have some great news for all of you today. I have two important things to deliver today. Number one, I'll be talking about the dramatic encounter between an Ambazonian in Australia and the Australian Prime Minister, Prime Minister Morrison. Then I'll be giving you updates of the 1 week tour that General Efang has concluded in the state of Manu, all right, with the special forces. They've been there for a week. They've been doing some incredible work in the state of Manu for 1 whole week. So I'll be giving you those updates, all right. So we will also be streaming live on ACN TV. So while we do that, as always, not always, but just for this episode, we will be broadcasting in pidgin language today. All right? So bear with us. Let's get started. The ACN people will also be streaming, so let's give them a minute while they plug us in. It's the combination of we're adjusting to the new technology and how things work. All right? We're live now on ACN, so we can go ahead with our broadcast for today. So everyone, hello again. My fellow Ambazonians, for all our papa them and our mommy them, they don't take the time for joining me today. For all Ambazonian picking them for all over the world. Whether not the one who did it for ground zero, the one who did it for ground one, the one who did it for ground two, for all our refugees them, our prisoners of war, for all the Ambazonian people them, no matter place where you day for this afternoon, for when almost at 2:30 for this side for Toronto and for also for Washington DC side, one afternoon for all our people them, where they did for that side for the Caribbeans, whether you did for Cuba or you did for Mexico or you did for Jamaica or you did for Trinidad and you define your way for try for cross for reach for inside America. I should have to work for you. All right, work fine. I salute all una. I be una brother Asu. When are the press secretary for the executive office for governing council of Ambazonia. That means say me I be the spokesperson for the office for the leader for a war of liberation, Dr. Ayabacho. Una come well, una come fine. As always, una know say I be person way I dey bring una sweet news. So today, as we woke up for morning time, I put up my timeline say today na a very wonderful day. All right. I hope say when I understand why I be tell when I say today na a very wonderful day. So na a wonderful day for the Ambazonian people. Them indeed, as we be predicting, and really big good things they don't happen. Really a lot of really big things them that they happen for the Ambazonian people them. So today na a wonderful day, and I don't come for can't give for a really wonderful news. But before we go there, make we start with the news where it come up for the leader office. All right, before we go there, make we start with the news we come up for the leader office. Today, the leader don't put out a message for tell all the Ambazonian people them for talk say they say on Friday, the leader go the address the Ambazonian people them. Friday go be now Friday go be now May 7. For exactly 7 p.m. Amber time on Friday, the leader go the address the Ambazonian people them for talk about the most important things them where they go on the ground and the most important things where they go on diplomatically. The leader go the give that address for the Ambazonian people them. The leader go the talk for the Ambazonian people about the current strategy where he don't lay them out and the forces that they implement them. That strategy where he talks say they say now for make sure say the strategy give confidence for the Ambazonian people them and they give we a posture. That means say make we stand for place where we stand strong internationally and on the ground and also for make sure say that what we do it make ground zero in terms of our defense operation them for the forces them for be stable. So on Friday, make all man he charge a phone for make sure say you listen very carefully for what the leader will talk about because it be very very important. And what the leader talk now say he want make sure say we maintain this strategy for bomb la Republique du Cameroon for any place where they dey for inside Ambazonia. We must keep this fire. We will jam la Republique du Cameroon. We will set that fire. We will make boom. We will explode and scatter things them for any place where la Republique du Cameroon dey, whether na for road or na for some office where they use them for the colonization of Ambazonia, for the occupation of Ambazonia, for the genocide we did for Ambazonia. So na part of what the leader talk that. Another thing where the leader talk na say, make we know say they say our liberation na two pillars, key pillars, they dey for our liberation. Number one, we get for punish Cameroon. The whole of this war of liberation. Now say we punish Cameroon when they occupy Ambazonia. Alright? Number two, not be only for punish them through making the territory ungovernable, through say we make them they not get power for control, but I say we make Cameroon become weak as a country for their own country. Not be only they go, we will defeat them from Ambazonia, but as we defeat them, Cameroon will become very weak politically and economically as a country. All right? And then the leader talks, they say, make we know say the ultimate goal now for make sure say the Ambazonia people they get the freedom where they want them. All right? It talks, they say the combination of these things them it give you what they call and say magic. Now, when I know so they create magic. Now the first news that way come out. The second news what I want to tell our people them. Now the spirit where an Ambazonia mami for that side, for the country where they call and say Australia. When I know so Australia far, a very far place. For the country where they call and say Australia. An Ambazonian sister, an Ambazonian mami, where he don't run because of the occupation, because of the suffer and the system of occupation, we make our people them not get hope. Mami don't run. It don't succeed for reach Australia. Yesterday, the Ambazonian spirit of freedom, it entered Mami's heart. The spirit of freedom, it entered Mami's heart. The Ambazonian Mami be there for some place where the Australian Prime Minister Morrison, he be there for talk. As Mami did as an Ambazonian. That spirit of freedom, of the pain of our people them, for tell the Ambazonian story. Mami take the courage where every Ambazonian get them. The courage of an Ambazonian Akamatsu, he enter Mami's spirit. Mami take him, he enter for that crowd. He reach for the Prime Minister, a front. Mami go down on his knees. He said, Prime Minister, I beg, help Ambazonia. Poor be the key wa people them all. Poor be the commit genocide for Ambazonia. Prime Minister. For front Prime Minister. I beg, intervene. Use the power where Australia get them for the world. Intervene for stop Pobia a genocide for Ambazonia. Intervene for liberate the Ambazonian people then. Intervene for stop the hopelessness and the homelessness where Pobia a genocide the cause of Ambazonia. When I hear for the Ambazonian mami, when I hear for the spirit of an Ambazonia, when I hear.
This pandemic has shown us that how far can we humans go to save our loved ones? This pandemic has shown us that there is no end really. We have left no stone unturned in helping our loved ones who are battling to breathe as healthcare systems crumble to their knees. And then there are some who are falling on their knees in front of a foreign leader, in front of the whole world in fact, for the sake of their family. Our story begins in Australia. Prime Minister Scott Morrison was addressing the media in a city called Rockhampton. After the press conference, a woman approached Morrison and fell to her knees. Look at this.
There's a genocide going down. Yes. I've lost all of my family. Yeah. I have no family left. We don't have it. Everybody will die. Help me. Help me. Help me.
I've got my team here, and Michelle's team's here.
Yeah, I've got to Michelle.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her about the job and done anything. Every day my people are being killed.
Yeah.
I go through trauma every day. Help me.
Well, we'll do anything. We're bringing many people across under our refugee program from Africa, so we are doing that. And if there are family members or others who are part of that process, I know Michelle will pursue those matters with the Immigration Minister, okay?
How far can we humans go to save our loved ones? This pandemic has shown us that there is no end really. We have left no stone unturned in helping our loved ones who are battling to breathe as healthcare systems crumble to their knees. And then there are some who are falling on their knees in front of a foreign leader, in front of the whole world in fact, for the sake of their family. Our story begins in Australia. Prime Minister Scott Morrison was addressing the media in a city called Rockhampton. After the press conference, a woman approached Morrison and fell to her knees. Look at this.
There's a genocide going down.
Yes.
I've lost all of my family.
Yeah.
I have no family left. We don't have it. Everybody will die. Help me. Help me. Help me.
I've got my team here, and Michelle's team's here.
Yeah, I've got to Michelle.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her about the job and done anything. Every day my people are being killed.
Yeah.
To her about the job and done anything. Every day my people are being killed.
Yeah.
I go through trauma every day. Help me.
Well, we'll do anything. We're bringing many people across under our refugee program from Africa.
My fellow Ambazonians and friends of Ambazonians, at the heart of a mother that. At the heart of a mother that. At the heart of a mother that. All right? Now the pain of a mother that. Now the pain of a sister that. Because he carry a woman, a mother. He understand the pain where people if you go through. The pain of death, of beginning to die, of mommy that die, of papa that die. Mommy they feel that pain. Our sister feel that pain. Even when it they miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away from what did happen on the ground. Now the spirit of an Ambazonian that. Say any place where you day as an Ambazonian, you be a soldier of the liberation, and you take any place as a battleground for internationalization of the freedom of the people. You take every place, you turn them for make sure say the voices of the Ambazonian people them, you make them the world hear them. And you expose the genocide we probably the committee on the Ambazonian people so that you become an advocate for the people their freedom, and advocate for the people their desire, their aspirations, their hope for protect their lives. So, our sister for Australia, that the same spirit he enter we don't touch all Ambazonians all over the world. The spirit of which the people that they ask him. Because sister need to sleep every day. Because he think about the beginning that he die. And as he talk, he don't lost almost 10 family members through this genocide report the cause for our land. For impose their will of occupation on the Ambazonian people. So, sister, mommy, we want to thank you plenty for your love we get them for the liberation of the Ambazonian people. So just because you do Australia and you don't experience freedom, you know, say your mommy, your papa, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your aunts, your friends, your neighbors, your childhood classmates, who you leave them behind. An entire land will be filled with blood and pain. And you decide your love for them, your empathy for them, your compassion for them, your connection with them. It makes you a productive advocate for speak on their behalf. And mommy, you do it with class. You do it with heart. On behalf of the Ambazonian people, I want to tell you, so we'll be very proud of you. I want to tell you, so we want to thank you plenty for speaking on behalf of the people, for putting your own life at risk, for putting shame aside. You know, worry what people they will think about you. You know, even worry whether police they go think say the prime minister be at risk for pump for spray you with how they call them, with taser guns. But you focus on the message and the truth, and you get the attention of the prime minister. What a class act. What a courageous act. What a brave sister. What a brave mommy. And for that, we see this across the globe. We see this tenacity. We see this defiance. We see this Ambazonianness. We see this Ambazonian courage all across the globe. From the territory to everywhere else. We see Mami for Kumba. The first Mami for Kumba where they interview ye. Where he won Pobia about this thing. We won Pobia. Say Southern Cameroons and La République are two different countries. Then, in our stay, we hear again from Mami for Kumba, another Mami for Kumba. We tell the colonial territorial administration, the colonial minister of territorial administration, Atanga Jipol, we tell him, say, shut up, objection. Not talk that nonsense where you saying that God put one up. We not govern our people then. And then we see the same spirit for Mami for Bamenda. We stand up for Commercial Avenue with thousands of bees that is surrounding. And he tell the colonial administrators, the same thing we make una run. Now the same thing the people that they face. He tell them, say the people that want freedom. We see this courage, not be only on the battlefield, not be only on social media, but we see the courage across the globe in front of the biggest powers. Now Amazonia this. Now the generation this. The miracle generation. The never again generation. The generation will go to any and all means necessary for deliver the message. Thank you, Mommy. You be an inspiration. You be a woman of power. You represent the best. We represent the Ambazonian people. All right. That one, it be been at the news items and that. Now make a take on go inside the big State of Manyu. Before we get there, make a play on a small video first. At least for give on a small warm up, about who the special forces they be, how powerful they be, and why they feel move from state to state, where the general fee stay for some place up to 1 week for tour the whole state, and then for implement the liberation strategy where the leader don't lay them out. Make a take on a give una, we'll go back just a little bit for the commissioning of the special forces so that we'll go get a proper context of one message for today. All right?
Be na military already on ground, a military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people, when I visit na military already. We fight war with AK-47 G3 M16 chain cutters. Na visit Nigeria by action. Na visit they were part of the battalion in this. Na visit no be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they'll look at so, and they'll believe the army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now this year, they'll be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, they'll be general by mob. I see battalion this. Wow. Ambassador when I pray for the Pekin there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, now the battalion they will bring independence of this country. Now in this, when I see them. Well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army they control ground zero. Ambassador Nasia. It'll be easy, but now God will get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official.
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number diabetes.
Thank the egg of C ADF for their handwork. If you not see ADF and egg of C, if you not look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! Escape! Who's your for commandant?
Not be that general by mob, not general by action. Over the past 7 days, the Supreme Commander of Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Efang, we don't see he and the Special Forces of Ambazonia Defense Forces, the brigade, with the travel with the general, the strike force, when they be the tip of the spear about all them for the last 1 week. They follow the general for special operations for inside the great state of Manyu over the last 7 days. As we know, when the general the worker, we need to tell the public until the general don't finish the worker, until he come back for a base before we can tell the people them. So for the last 7 days, the general, the worker from a base for the state of Momo, so that they travel toward the whole state of Lebialem, go sote for Manyu, stay for the state of Manyu for 7 days, worker from district to district to district to district to district. And the only reason where the general fee worker with that kind of battalion, with that kind of forces, now because as we tell the Ambazonian people, The Ambazonia Defense Forces will control territories within states. And that's why they will come out, the general will come out from one state to the next, under total control territories, where they connect states. The general go for Manu, now for go inspect the readiness for supply forces them, and for put some of the special forces them for strategic places for inside the state of Manyu. Now for the prepare the ground for waiting will tell when I say the come. Now for go plan and put the things in place, the things and the soldier them, where they get the experience, they get the technical knowledge, they get the ability, they get the understanding, and they understand and they get the how they talk, they get the sense for do the work where it be required at this stage of our war liberation. So for 7 days, the general be there, he work all over the districts them for the state of Manyu. For start for put the structures and the forces and the materials them in place for the effective takeover who the tell when I say the camp. For start for put the liberation plan for this phase for knock La Republique du Cameroon out. The leader don't promise the Ambazonian people for the next few months leading before October 1. We want to deliver something beautiful to the Ambazonian people then. We want to deliver something beautiful and wonderful following the liberation strategy. Forgive the Ambazonian people the way that they ask them. Forgive the Ambazonian people the way they want. Forgive the Ambazonian people them the country where they deserve them. So it requires a lot of hard work. And that's why the forces, they work day and night. This thing not been a movie, not a lot of work with a lot of intelligence and a lot of materials. That's why the leader, he be tell we since late last year, why we be need for build the stabilization forces. He be tell we. Because the leader fit define who's will be there and who's will go and what we need for do next. Now when I see the special forces, the stabilization forces of Ambazonia Defense Forces, now that they implement the total liberation in terms of the takeover phase. For move we from the liberation phase to the transition phase. And for do that, not be not only for bomb La Republique du Cameroon, the Amoka, but now for train forces them, as we did knock Cameroon out, we did put in the authority, the specialized authority, where the forces, where they don't be trained as national army for defend the sovereignty. You fit do that bombing them. You nag La Republique du Cameroon, one Amoka for you, one Amoka for you. If you do those things for the next 30, 40 years, we will still be in the same place. The world will consider like people that they just agitate for political compromises, for the colonial state, for give them, for make compromises with them. A people they want liberation, we must go from the face of doing the little actions when only the block by block they fit do them. For the state for project authority on the ground and authority to the international system. For give the Ambazonian people them physical confidence. As soon as they see the general they come up from Momo, travel through Lebialem, cut across the entire state of Lebialem, and then enter inside Manyu. Waka inside the state of Manyu, tour all the strategic places them, stay there for 1 week, and then circle back, cut back for all the road the way they fuse them, get back for the mother base, for the ADF headquarters. Now only power fit do those kind of things. Now only that kind of big force, that kind of assault force, that kind of strike force, where their goal now for dismantle the Cameroon colonial military and security infrastructure them. Because the political infrastructure we don't demolish all the political infrastructures. Now the military and the security infrastructures, if you do one. The block by block forces, they not get the capability and the capacity or the training and experience for do that kind of work. So that's why the leader be built with this force for anticipate waiting there ahead and then create the solutions for those things. Now the essence that of a defense leadership, of a structured organization, of forces where, as we talk, 3 places a day for Amazonia, with the ADF, it train new Akamatsus as we speak. For 3 different places, for 3 different states within the 13 states of Amazonia. Because our goal not been for tell La Republique me de commode, not been for fight them me de commode, not been for weaken La Republique. Yes, we do all those things. Our goal as we push La Republique du Cameroon out, we must build the defense structures for fill in the gap of the defeat of Cameroon, for stabilized ground. Because when you defeat the occupier, you take away the security systems when then they be keep peace, security, and stability, and where the world be the count on those systems for maintain world trade, international trade, for maintain international stability. So you need to become an empowering alternative. Once you knock Cameroon out, because now Cameroon be provide peace, security, and stability, and the only reason where the occupation continues since 1961 till now, because Cameroon proved to the world, say, if it provide the security, the stability, and the world need for international trade and for the stability of that region. So now, if you talk, say, you want to knock out the occupier, you want to liberate the land from occupation, you get for bear the responsibility for maintain that peace, security, and stability. If not be so, you not gain recognition. Now they sense this. That's why we build this army. The only reason, as we don't explain that for una many times, where the Ambazonian, where Cameroon occupy Ambazonia, that because the Ambazonian people, they walk out of the Eastern House of Assembly. They can set up a government in Boya from 1954 or 53, 54, right up till until 1960. Even when they know, say, they prepare for a new transition into a union with Cameroon, they not beget the foresight for build a powerful army where you could defend the sovereignty of Ambazonia. They not beget that foresight. We must get that foresight. We get that foresight now because of their failures. Their failures become our lessons for give we the necessary wisdom for plan for the future. That's why Dr. Iban is a very intelligent leader. I will be very fortunate for get such a leader. Forget where you get that foresight, where you don't learn from the mistakes of the past. I will make sure that as we move towards the future, we will not make those mistakes. We will not talk say we want freedom from occupation, and we just defy La République du Cameroon without building that army who will not be getting. So why would it beat La République du Cameroon? Would it defeat La République du Cameroon? The goal is to build a powerful defense force. And at the face this whole day now, that defense force now for take territory and hold territory. That defense force now a strike force for dismantle Cameroon security and military infrastructures when the only thing that Cameroon use them for keep the Ambazonian people now under occupation. The Cameroon colonial political system where they be used them for administer their occupation and colonialism for Ambazonia, it already be collapsed. That one already end. Now military occupation. So now power versus power, intelligence versus intelligence. All right. Now we don't develop this new technology for pop them, for bomb them everywhere. We need for continue this campaign of bombing. We need for continue this campaign for assault Cameroon everywhere. All their military infrastructures, their B camps, B bases, gendarme station, army camp, army base, police station, all those things would need for bring them down, and it require a heavy machine there. Now they require heavy machine. AK, if you do a lot, but you need for mix AK with the heavy machine them. Where they go, that one the way if you shoot them non-stop. That one way if you put them on top motor, if you put them on top truck. Yes, that one way if you move and yes. Now that one we need for to get more and more and more and more of those. Now the new level of power that for knock La Republic of Cameroon out. Now strategic places the day we need for knock Cameroon out for take back the land. So now area of massive concentration. That's why the general and all the other ADF general them, they need sleep for implement the strategy. So for all we make we cut cafe and send our thanks to the Supreme Commander for the work where they did one. It'd be incredible for the work where they did one. Oh, might just give now this news. With a video don't come out today where it shows say for Boki, Ambazonia, for the district of Boki for Ambazonia, for the village where they call and say Bodam, for any of our way, when I don't really know, I better go do them verbally for when I go describe them for when I verbally and then I paint the picture for now. Excuse me. Bodam, it is for near daddy. Daddy way when I don't see when I don't see daddy. Now for daddy this was new war start. The actual fighting start. When I don't hear about daddy, so daddy, Bodam, now the neighboring village to daddy. Now those two villages, daddy and Bodam, now then they be the closest villages where the border Ambazonia and the state of Cross River for the Boki local government area for Nigeria. The border villages like you don't stay since childhood I go for those areas. The border villages like so Bodam and Daddy, they be closer to the village where they call and say Danare for Boki, Nigeria, the border village for Nigeria. So like the Ambazonia, the block by block forces for Boki, they carry out an assault mission for inside Bodam because La Republique gets some forces, some colonial forces them for day. So Ambazonia block by block forces for Boki, they organize themselves, they go carry out a strike mission for Bodam, Ambazonia, for Boki district. They kill 2 La Republique du Cameroon, their terrorist army, or B, 2 of them. They actually physically catch them. And during the period of resistance, where they be resist, those 2 soldiers they be killed. I want to send special salute for the block by block forces where they operate for the district of Boki, for the Bodam, Dadi, Bodam area, where they operate all those areas. I want to call them special salute. I want to call all the forces them, where they operate right up to Badger. They operate right up to Agbokem German. They operate right up to Nsanakan and Nsanaragati. I want to call Una Cafe. for this brave action we carry on. Now the spirit that we continue with that spirit. Also, we reach out to Capo Daniel if we need any help, so that the Ambazonia Defense Forces it go continue for see what if he do, what we need, which kind of help we need, and which kind of support we need them for continue for be very effective, for what we be very good at for doing. All right, now make a comeback for the work of the general. So the for place who they now, they generally go now for set up the ground for make sure say the Ambazonian people they start for dismantle Cameroon military and security infrastructures. No matter place where a big camp day, a big base day, a Cameroon colonial army camp day, an army base, whether a small military outpost, the work of the stabilization forces, when an assault force, when I don't give them the capacity, when I don't give them the training, and the general don't put them to work. He don't put them for the work, for execute the vision where the leader don't lay out for the Ambazonian people. Them. I tell you this yesterday. Me a day here. Now for work for implement the vision of the leader on behalf of the Ambazonian people. Them. General Efang, Lieutenant General Popo, Grandpa Devo, all right, General Ebube, General Hassan, Captain Small Pikin, Commander Small Pikin, all the generals and commanders on the ground. Their goal now for implement the vision, the roadmap, and the strategy of the liberation for liberate the land. Now 3 responsibilities them all defense groups they get them as prescribed by the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Number 1, protect the Ambazonian people them. Number 2, now for liberate the land. Let me say now for end Cameroon occupation of Ambazonia. Number 3, now for defend the sovereignty. Now the 3 mandates of all defense forces them that. Now there are 3 mandates them that. Any soldier, any commander where you did anywhere for Ambazonia, you get 3 responsibilities. Number 1, protect the Ambazonian people. Number 2, liberate the land by dismantling anything which concern Cameroon occupation for your bloc. Number 3, defend the sovereignty of Ambazonia. I want 3 mandates in that. But the things in this way General Efang implement them on the ground. Would move at a very high speed for liberate more territories, for give the Ambazonian people the more control. Now we move from dynamic control, we move now to the phase of physical static control, where we control so that we control entire states. Now the phases where they move in. Now the phases where the general they move in for control states, for control entire states. Now they face this. We now prepare ourselves for waiting there ahead. The leader don't draw the plan. The general and all commanders and soldiers now for implementer, for give the Ambazonian people the they don't ask for. So we're there for a very good place. Now good news for all we. For so we get that kind of brave forces, courageous general, focus, where they carry the people their love for their heart, for liberate the land, and give the people what they ask for. So the exciting time for all we, the wonderful time for every Ambazonian with their life. So you get this kind of spirit, this kind of brave men and women, where they put their lives on the line. They go through fire every day for defend the people then and liberate the land. We'll be a very lucky generation. That's why they call them stabilization forces. Stabilize the ground, for stamp and Ambazonian authority on the ground and give the Ambazonian people what they ask for. So when I continue to be excited, when I continue to be very happy, when I continue to be positive, above all, as we ask them, now we move in for big machine them, for do the heavy lifting. So we would ask all Ambazonians, make we focus now for buy big machine guns, for give the general, the forces them, what they need them, for get the job done on behalf of the Ambazonian people them, quicker and fast. All right? Cameroon don't become weak. They don't become too. They don't be too weak. Their army, we not did them again. We not did them. So don't become too weak. We need for increase for firepower for this high caliber machine gun them. For this big machine gun them. We not in the need for take them for enter for those big places them. Because when the axe make the general they move all Cameroon army camp. Big camp where they did it. And those places when I know saying a big place where they don't put a lot of things in for secure them. So you need a big gang. We fit scatter anything we do for in front. So now two things and we would use them. We would use these explosives for jam things them, scatter things them. And then those machine guns they enter for some place. Move all man with it for front. That's where we go now. Now the new campaign this. Now the new power this. You need power to do this kind of work now. So may all man continue to be excited, continue to be positive, and above all, we will call all Ambazonians at the time this will increase our commitment, because as we move towards the end of the liberation phase, that means our responsibilities as citizens, as patriots, as people who want freedom, as people who want to end the pain on the pain we Cameroon the cause for our people them, and give hope and joy and freedom for our people them. We know slow down, make we speed up the process. We know say most Ambazonians do they did for Western world, what they did for Australia, just like Mami Lillian, or you did for Europe, or you did for America, or you did for Canada, for most what they did for most developed countries or structured countries. When taxes in this just end, when I don't file when taxes, when I don't collect when tax returns, the government don't give when money back, a lot of money back for a lot of people then. So we call on all Ambazonians for take part of the money where they receive as their tax returns, for put them as liberation, as funds, as commitment, as contribution for help the leader buy this big machine gun them for this work where they are ahead of way. Cameroon colonialism and occupation of Ambazonia they come to an end. The work we remember, I know say last fight, na very strong fight. The work we they ahead of we, na strong fight, but na short fight. If we organize well, focus together as a people, define as the leader go to talk for the people on Friday, the leader go to tell with all we, what we need them now for finish this last fight. Now last fight this. Now last fight be fight. When you fight, so you can't reach your last fight. If you not feeling last fight, they go knock you out. And you go lost all the fight we don't fight. So we not feel fight, we can't reach your last fight. We don't already defeat La Republic of Cameroon. And we can't slow down. No, we need to slow down. Every people there, they run marathon. And I know say when they don't run, even their foot don't weak. But you know say as long as they see that finish line, they see that crossing line, we they know say that finish line that person, it tap into inner strength. At the time this will need for tap into our reserves. The reserves we there for your bank account. The reserves of your commitment. The reserves of your contribution. Make we tap into our reserves. Give more, donate more, contribute more. above all, I want to ask all we make we maintain a positive spirit on social media and out here, amongst ourselves and within ourselves. Make we maintain a positive spirit, because this positive spirit, it will lead to positive contributions and positive results on the ground. The positive energy, it will help all who stay united, who stay in purpose. It help the forces them, will pray more for the forces them, and will contribute more for the forces them. So that our excitement, it lead to their own excitement. Our joy, it lead to their own strength. While togetherness in terms of one voice, it make them, they believe for all we as we believe for all them. All right? Ground Zero, they're very strong. A lot of things that they move for Ground Zero. Some of those movements, when I could hear them for outside here, when the War Council of Ambazonia, the ADF leadership, when they release, they declassify the video for the general, a trip or a tour for the state of Manyu. Obviously, we can't reveal them for all here. We'll release the pictures and we'll release the video. I promise you that one, all right? And if you also hold me accountable for which I don't talk about today, all right? So we'll release, make sure, say, reach out to the War Council and the leadership for Benedict Kwai office, for Capo Daniel office, for the office for Mama Wole, for the office for Big Boy PK, and for the office for Defense Deputy Chairman Sheikh Kavi office. We would talk for all them, for beg them, may they declassify the general, a tour of Manu, so that we take those things, we can show our people them the great work with the forces that they do. As long as you not reveal a lot of intelligence, we'll always put out those necessary information for all now, whether in pictures or video. I promise you another one. All right. Now the news so I be talking make a take them. I can share them with all now for ongoing basis. We always do for the same focus. We do on the same page. We do on the same understanding. We move on the same path of momentum. All right. Now they talk this for today. I want time again. Make I take the time for salute ADF Supreme Commander General Efang. He and the general for the state of Momo, Grandpa Devil, General Sumanguru, Grandpa Devil, Pa Awo, ya place day. General Efang, ya cafe day, pa. We see your work. We thank you plenty, pa. And for all the special forces then, we did for the strike force, we did travel with the general for carry out this kind of action then. One tell when I say we'll be very proud of the great work we do on behalf of the Ambazonian people then. We'll be very proud for the distance we travel from state to state to state to state. Now they pass through all kind road them, day, night, afternoon, and all kind weather. Just for make sure say the land be liberated. For make sure say the Ambazonian people they achieve the freedom we want them. So on behalf of our prisoners of war, on behalf of our refugees them, I want to tell you thank you on behalf of all them. On behalf of the general Ambazonian population on the ground, I want to tell you thank you for this work we're going to do for all way. On behalf of the Ambazonia them for diaspora, I also want to thank you. We thank you for our services and our sacrifices and our patriotic duty for the Ambazonian people them, for end the occupation and give the people them freedom. For all our volunteers, the donors who they contribute every day. We want to tell say now they make this mission to be very possible. Now they make the liberation, they move faster and faster and faster and faster, and they give this total ground control. We get this ground control. Now I don't make it don't be possible. Now I don't help for arm the forces, for train the forces, for equip the forces. The pride with the Ambazonian people don't get them and get them. Now not all don't make them be possible. The leader I work, and for give the vision, give the roadmap, give the strategy, and provide the leadership, the political leadership, and the defense leadership on the ground. We work and for as a people, and for stay as one, for focus on purpose, and for focus on the liberation strategy, with the heal the results, with make always smile and happy. When I get on myself a good night, with the talk on anytime. If anything will be very important, they come up. Whether for night, I go woke up, reach out to una. All right? Una stay fine. May God bless una. May God keep una safe. Anything we want to do, make it prosper, because your prosperity is the prosperity of Ambazonia. Tomorrow, I not be supposed to come online, but tomorrow I go come online. I go get a special message for talk for refugees. I go talk for all Ambazonian young girls and young boys, especially for the one who they did for Nigeria. I get a special message on her. I also go get a special message for Ambazonian young men and young women where they are abroad for safe countries. Then I go conclude them by talking by where this pigeon I not be smart, you know. I go conclude tomorrow. Go the talk for why young people them where they under occupation for the territory. Tomorrow I go get very important things for talk for this young generation. All right, for talk for the leaders of the future, which they need for do for prepare themselves for take over a new state. All right, no matter the condition we live through, it be temporarily. No matter the pain we face them today, it's a temporary thing. Even if you go through hungry, it not go last forever. Even if you not get place for sleep, it's a temporary thing. All right, no condition, it be permanent. That's what they talk on PG. Even if you didn't have for prison, you did in a temporary situation. Your situation, no matter how you did for life, if not the one we know like them, na a temporal situation. Better they come for all man. Better they come for the refugees. Better they come for the prisoners. So during this time, hold on to your faith. Believe for something better. It come. Hold on to your faith. This painful past part of our lives, in a short phase. The long phase of happiness, the long phase of joy, the long phase of prosperity, the long time where they come for all man. Where all man go enjoy, it come. And when you look back, when that time don't come, you go realize and say this period, we not be get chop for chop, you not be get place to sleep, you not be get better clothes to wear them, you be very doubtful. You go realize and say, this part of your journey will be very important for you to go through, for get to that finish line for freedom. Because you go appreciate them, you go value them, and you're not going to live and make any person a mess up with a new country. After we don't go through all this pain, you and me and all we're not going to live and make even one ambazo, make some person thief one amber through corruption. Because when people don't go through all of this experience, it make them become very strong. They need to tolerate corruption. They need to tolerate bribery. They need to tolerate bad governance. They need to tolerate incompetence. You go want structure, development, prosperity, a stable government with work for the interest of the people then, with transparency, accountability, and a focus for create a better quality of life for the people then. We don't bleed for too long. That's how we move towards this phase for conclude them for free people then. Now get a good night.
Correct.
Military already on ground, and military this way they control ground zero. ADF the army of the people. When I see them, na military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na fisia Nigeria by action. Na fisi they were part of the battalion in this. Na fisia no be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they look at so and no believer the army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Na fisia no be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. Ambassador, when I pray for the Pekin there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, now the battalion there, they bring independence of this country, not in this. When I see them, well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army there, they control ground zero. Ambassador, when I see them, it don't be easy, but I go to get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official,
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of ADF for their handwork. If you want to see ADF and egg of if you want to look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! I hear you! Escape! I hear you! Who's your Commander?